He's a gentleman, isn't he? So, what do you say?
How do, sir?
Too many questions.
The young girl has come to me for protection. I need somewhere to place her.
I have promised Mr. Marlowe that I will look after you.
It's not his, though, is it? Please help me.
Frankenstein? It contains references to galvanism, sir. Do you know much about it?
Not my subject, I'm afraid.
What brings you here, Mr. Marlowe?
A crime I'm investigating.
The missing girl?
Yes, and others.
Pack some clothes. We're leaving immediately.
Yeah? I'll find the killers for you, I swear.
So why didn't you?
I'm scared of them. The man you're looking for, Mr. Marlowe, I think I found a way to get to him.
Billy the child catcher.
That's my guess. Is that where he is?
See? He ain't down here.
Just keep going.
Look, that's it. We're the only ones down here.
No, we're not.
Oh, he don't like our perfume.
Why don't you show yourself?
Right. No orders from you, Sawbones. We do the carving down here.
All right.
Take off them gloves. Workman's fingers. He ain't no surgeon.
Then what's he want with a corpse?
He asked you a question.
Company. That's why it's needed fresh.
Company? Boy or girl?
A girl, of course.
No offence, I'm sure. How old?
16 or less.
30 guineas, up front.
35 guineas. 20 up front, the rest when you deliver, on one condition. I get to choose.
He's lying. It's a trick.
No trick. 35 guineas for the girl of my choice.
Someone in mind, have you?
Not yet, no. But I'll know it's her when I see her.
It's too risky.
The surgeons are doing you out of business. But I know others who want what I want. You do right by me, your trade's secure.
£9 tomorrow night at the Fortune.
So no sign of Billy then?
No.
Maybe he ain't the one that we're looking for.
Billy took Alice. How much we know. Just because he wasn't down there doesn't mean he's not doing business with them. He may have been supplying them with children.
So Billy stole them and then they stitched the pieces together?
It's possible. They deal in corpses. And I dare say they're not scruple about how they use them. Either that, or they're both working for someone else.
You've cut yourself, sir.
Eh? I was on her hands.
God help us.
No, it's not blood. That pain. Pure gatherer. Where is he?
Well, someone lit out after you went in. It must have been him, cutting his losses.
Well, where is he? How do I find him?
Why?
Why? If he can lead us to them, we don't have to go through with this.
He ain't gonna peach. Not on that mob. He sells down the tanner's yard. Borough.
Somewhere that stinks worse than they do. Maybe that's how he knows them.
They live there.
Well, somewhere else the smell of death goes undetected. You're a death dealer, Mr. Pretty. Think. How would a crew like that go to ground?
Makes no odds to me, because I ain't looking for 'em nowhere.
All right. We'll wait for them to come looking for you then. And they will, once they realise we're not biased for real. Or you can meet me here, with them, tomorrow night.
And do what?
Catch him in the act.
What, you think they're just gonna walk in here and carve someone up?
35 guineas is too much to pass up, even for that lot. So we'll need a girl as bait, and 20 guineas.
Who's got that kind of coin?
You wouldn't.
I will. If you don't find them first. I'll get your shit dealer friend to help us do likewise. If you want to keep your savings, you'll find Barkis before tomorrow night.
Please let me stay here with you.
You know the trouble I went to on your behalf?
He gave me this for you.
Dear Mr. Marlott, the girl lost her child and would not be persuaded to stay. She asks to lodge with you. Please join us for lunch today at 1, and we can discuss further. Yours, Daniel Harvey.
It was an accident.
Please don't throw me out, sir. I feel safe here.
Forgive me.
Has anyone seen Barkis, the paddy? Who? He walked to the stoop. There's a farthing in it for you if I can find him.
I've seen him, mister. And me.
Where? When?
He was here yesterday. He comes every week.
Do you know where he lives?
Don't know, mister. If it's fresh you want, I can get you bucket loads.
Sir? Sir?
Hello, girl.
What do you want?
To see you settled, nice and snug.
How did you find me?
Magic. Did he take it yet? Or did you sell it to him?
What?
Your little thing.
Go away, Bill. Leave me be.
That's harsh, isn't it? Eh? After all our days together. Very well. You be that way.
Why can't you just leave me be?
'Cause you're mine. And I've still got use for you. Now. Not a word of this, you hear? If I get wind that you set out, I'll be back. And I'll slit you up. All the way down. To you know where. Huh?
Mr. Marlett for Lord Harvey.
Mr. Marlett, my lord.
Thank you for coming. Bentley, this is Mr. Marlett.
Yes, we met. Please.
I won't stay to dine, but I'd like to thank you for your invitation.
At least sit with us for a while. Loris, take Mr. Marlott's hat and gloves.
Sir.
How is the girl?
Weary after what happened.
Mr. Marlett has taken a charitable interest in a young girl who was with child. Sadly, she miscarried last night.
There was nothing I could have done, I'm afraid. It was her clear intention the child not be born, and the body answered to the will. I have seen it many times.
Was she unmarried?
I'm afraid so.
Well, then it was an act of providence.
Or a blessing in disguise.
Don't believe that, Daniel. Suffer the little children and forbid them not to come unto me.
For such is the kingdom of heaven.
Our earthly realm is less benign, however. Whatever her prospects, they would have been bleaker still with a bastard.
Harsh words.
Unbecoming mixed company.
Maybe so. True, nonetheless.
You're leaving us, Mr. Marlett.
Forgive me. My lord, may I talk to you in private for a moment?
Of course. Excuse us. I am truly sorry about the girl, but she would not be persuaded to stay. And it's against my principles to act against the will of a patient.
That's not what I wish to talk about, my lord.
Your condition?
No, my lord. Galvanism.
Galvanism? What of it?
You said it was Sir William's speciality.
Well, he wrote his doctoral thesis on the subject. I've read it. Why?
When we spoke together about it, he denied it.
He might well. It was highly controversial.
In what way?
The Galvanists believed they'd found the source of all life.
And had they?
No. They discovered bioelectrical currents in the human anatomy. But their claim caused outrage in some quarters, as you might imagine. The likes of Sir Bentley, for instance.
And yourself?
My objections are scientific, not religious. But why your interest? Can you tell me more?
I'm afraid not. But my thanks, all the same. And for what you tried to do for the girl.
Well, then perhaps you'll allow me to examine your hand. How long have you been taking mercury?
Almost a week now.
It brings hallucinations, as you know. But then so does the disease. You're fortunate it hasn't invaded the central nervous system yet. My mold treatment tastes foul, and I don't understand how it works yet, but it hardly matters. 3 drops, 3 times a day. When it runs out, I'll give you more if need be.
You won't mention this?
I treat all my patients in absolute confidence.
Not my other business.
You have my word. Will you rejoin us?
No, thank you.
I'm sorry to hear it. I'll have Loris bring your hat and gloves.
Mr. Marlett, I wanted to say goodbye.
Thank you.
I hope you won't take my brother's words amiss.
He speaks his mind, my lady.
One of the qualities I love most in him. But it makes him enemies. He isn't a politician like Bentley.
Nor I, my lady.
Your letter. Buzz. Funny name.
Nom de plume. Pen name. Simple and memorable. What do you have, sir?
None of that piss. Stay out, please, darling. So, what's this about?
A story I was hoping you might confirm. That the runners are being wound up, and Sir Robert drawing up plans for a professional police force. It's confirmation, I take it?
You can take that how you like.
I've heard he already has a man in your office.
Marlott.
First name?
Judas, for all I know.
Tell me about him.
I've asked every tanner and skin trader in the borough. Barkis ain't been there all day.
And I've been east as far as Bethnal and north to Somerstown.
Time to get your money out of the bank before it closes. Without Barkis, we've got no choice. We'll need 3 runners. Armed.
And a girl.
Well, Flora's back. We'll use her.
Back? But, sir, she's with child.
Not anymore.
Since when?
Last night.
How?
She miscarried, I'm told.
There's girls aplenty on the streets that we can use.
But there's no time. She's ours. She's here. We'll use her. Fetch her from my lodgings and prime her on the way. You, with me.
Sorry, but I can't be of service on this occasion, Mr. Marlott. All my men are occupied tonight.
3 runners? Surely you can spare that for the Home Secretary's sake.
There's nothing I wouldn't spare for the sake of that man. If only it were in my power.
And who has the power here more than you?
You tell me, Mr. Marlott.
Sir Robert will hear of this.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Flora? Flora. Why didn't you answer me? What's this for?
I was scared.
Of what?
I thought I heard someone. I was wrong.
What happened?
Nothing. I thought I heard a noise. I told you.
The child, I mean.
I lost it.
How?
I just lost it.
You're lying. You never wanted it in the first place. He helped you get rid of it, didn't he? Didn't he?
What's it to you?
That child's fate could have been yours or mine.
Better if it had me.
My boss wants to see you.
What does Mr. Marlott want?
Look, I don't like it, but here it is. He's out to catch someone and you're his bait. He's to pick you out from a crowd at Smithfields like you're his fancy. Whoever comes to take you away, I'm to follow and make an arrest.
For a tub?
They don't plan to top you, Flora. They plan to kill you. Wish you stayed in that hospital now, don't you? Where are the others?
Oh, it's just the 3 of us. And this. Forrester has them otherwise engaged.
I won't let you do it, sir. I mean, just us against God knows who. And look at her. She can barely stand.
Madagascar.
Who is it I'm baiting?
Billy. And whoever he's passing children on to.
Just yesterday, she was with child herself.
And now I ain't. I'm ready.
I ain't coming.
Maybe not in person, but we'll show the hand somehow.
You can sit here as long as you like, but I'm going home.
You stay where you are.
What takes your fancy, sir?
Not you.
What about you, sir? Girl under 16, maybe?
sent you?
Somebody said you pay a pretty penny. Let's find you an angel then.
I'll have her.
My friend wants to take us to a party. Where are we going?
Oxford Arms. Room under the name of Shepherd. Are you there?
Let's get you ready then.
Zach, they're here.
No tail.
Gentleman paid.
Please.
Well then.
Child catcher. Has he got my money? Get me some rope.
Where have they taken her?
He ain't talking.
Where?
He said where?
Brick dust. That's what was on her hands, red brick dust. The brick kilns. Nova Scotia Gardens.
If you want to see your money again, you'll keep guard on him.
Oh, I will.
Don't say a word. Where is she? Huh? Where's Flora? Tell me where she is or I'll shoot.
Take him down. Go on. He ain't got it in him.
Put your weapons down! I'll shoot her where she stands. Where's the girl?
Has she not woke? You go with her to the hospital. I'll search this godforsaken place.
For what?
Alice. And the other children.
What?
Lord have mercy on us all. A family of murderers that live in the brickfields call themselves the Bishops.
London is full of murderers, Mr. Marlett. What makes these ones special?
They're killed in order to sell to the surgery school, sir. Their method was gas and fumes from the nearby kiln. My guess is that they kept the bodies unmarked so they could go for a higher price.
Have you found proof positive linking them to that thing?
Not yet, sir. Murder, yes, but not of children. The runners are still searching the site. The Bishops are in the cells awaiting questioning, along with a kidnapper who, I believe, was in league with them, tried to kill me last night.
Then why are you here and not there?
Well, I felt I should let you know immediately, sir. If word gets out that murder was committed on behalf of the surgery school...
My instruction was to find a culprit and inform me only. We now have a potential scandal on our hands which threatens to do exactly what that monstrous object you found was designed to bring about. Create outrage among the general population directed towards the surgery schools. God help us when Warburton and the newspapers get hold of this.
You could silence them, sir.
Ah, too late. We might silence the newspapers, but the ballad sellers will accomplish the task for them.
It might yet play to our advantage, sir. The existence of monsters like this makes passing the act even more imperative.
Murder! Hope. Sanctioned by the surgery schools.
Without their knowledge.
It matters not. When word of this gets out, Mr. Marlett, heads will most certainly roll. Yours may very well be one of them.
You asked me to find people with means and motive to sabotage your act, sir. That I have done.
Your task is not accomplished yet. I suggest you find the evidence you need to make your case.
Yes, sir. How did you notify me at Cloth Fair last night? Who told you I'd be there? Was it the Bishops? It's too late for you, Billy. I know you took Alice, Flora told me. That makes you the first link in the chain. Was it for the Bishops or someone else? Eh? What did you do with her? Did you kill her? Did they? Where are her remains, Billy? Where's the rest of her? Where is she?
oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. You owe me 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. When will you pay me, say the bells of Old Bailey. When I'll grow rich, say the bells of Shoreditch.
You'll be singing differently when the nose comes down, and I'll be there watching. You sell to the surgeons?
To the porters.
Did they know where the bodies came from?
We didn't ask and didn't care, but they knew.
You rob graves too?
Sometimes we'd come across one in the fields, but they sold for more if you're in good fettle. No marks.
Is that why the brick ovens?
Is how they wanted them.
And Billy supplied you with the children?
What children? Who's Billy?
Billy Orrs, the child catcher.
I don't know no Billy.
There's nothing more to be gained by lying. You may as well go to your maker with a clear conscience. Where are the remains? Where did you bury them?
I'm telling you, I don't know no Billy and I ain't murdered no children. I birthed babes of me own. 12. You killed 2 last night, remember?
Yeah, but children go for more, don't they? Why would you scruple at that? The strays in Smithfield, the talk of a monster hunting them at night. That was Billy, wasn't it?
I'll say this, and then I'll say no more. Many men have tried to make me take rule. Those men are cold in their graves. Our trade was killing. Don't ask me how many, I couldn't tell you. Ask them who's bought from me. I won't deny it and I'll swing for it, but I never took rule from no man and I never killed no children.
You owe me 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. When will you pay me, say the bells of Old Bailey.
Was it Billy? Or the bishops? Was it someone else?
Say the bells of Shoreditch.
Garnet? Sir William, both together?
Say the bells of Stella.
Who was it, Alice?
I'm sure I don't know.
Tell me, Alice. Who was it? Tell me!
Sir?
How's Flora?
She breathes. Nothing else. Hope it was worth it, sir.
Billy says nothing. Mrs. Bishop says she knows nothing of Billy, and she denies killing children.
She would.
Why? She faces the gallows anyway. There's no profit in it.
Except the pleasure of foiling you, sir.
There is another way Billy could have found me at Smithfield last night. Flora.
No, sir. She was never out of our sight. And besides, she was terrified of him.
Yes, I think she knows something. I want you there when she wakes. I want you to hear it.
Happily. If she does.
I'm sorry, Joseph.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Herrick?
The gentleman inside said you might help me. Boz. I write for the Chronicle.
What do you want?
Mr. Marlott said you worked on a case together.
We worked on many.
Frankenstein case?
What's Frankenstein?
Story about a madman who pieces together the bodies of the dead.
He said I should speak to you and you'd tell me more.
I've nothing to say. Don't know what you're talking about.
I can tell you what you need to know.
The finding of river corpses, or floaters as they are colloquially known, whether of natural or unnatural origin, is not an unusual phenomenon in the working life of the officers of Wapping's River Police. But the discovery last week of a most singular example of that watery species has caused no little consternation, even amongst those stalwarts of public service. For unlike its more ordinary brethren, this particular example appears to have been derived not from one, but from numerous victims, stitched together in an apparent attempt at surgical reconstruction, reminiscent of that notorious, some would say blasphemous text, Mrs. Shelley's Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus. All of which raises the question, why? On the eve of the Anatomy Act, has the disclosure of this monstrous artifact been suppressed for over a week? And what public interest is being served by denying Londoners the knowledge of a diabolical surgeon in their midst, acting in apparent imitation of Mary Shelley's infamous madman, Victor Frankenstein? Mr. Marlott, formerly of Wapping, currently of Bow Street, may have answers to some or all of these questions. The authoress appears to have fled, whereabouts unknown.
Mrs. Hogg, I have thought of James many times.
You must think very little of me, however. You help drive my son to suicide. Exploit it in your fiction. Now this.
I only meant to honor James in my book. I was very young when he died. We knew not what we were doing.
William Chester knew, though. And he was no stripling.
Yes, indeed.
Then I shall tell you what I told him. I burned everything of James's when he died. His papers and diaries, even his clothes. His very scent brought me to grief.
The laboratory?
Untouched until yesterday.
Yesterday?
When Sir William came to court. I don't wish to see inside. Leave the key with the front gate when you go.
Of course, thank you. Forget the dead. The past. Oh, yet there are ghosts that may take revenge for it.
We're about to take a step that will alter the course of natural philosophy forever. To examine the courses of life, we must first have recourse to death.
And there's a public outcry next Wednesday night at 10 when the next brand new episode of the Frankenstein Chronicles shows here on ITV Encore. On the way next tonight, it's Grantchester.